Seahawks OTAs is in the books, and for good reason, early, as we saw a fantastic showing from Mike Macdonald's squad as he begins his second season. We'll go over the full list of winners and losers coming up in just a matter of moments here on Seattle Seahawks Today. Before we do, folks, we are closing in on 68,000 subscribers on the channel as we continue to bring you our daily news and rumors, sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day. Live shows 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We also have you covered with breaking news, Q&A mailbags. We are doing Madden Sims for every single Seahawks game. Let's get 200 of your favorite friends and make sure they all subscribe to the channel. Sub for dubs this season, folks. The more subscribers we get, that means more content and more victories for the Seattle Seahawks. Sound like a plan? I think it does. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV to subscribe now for free, and we'll get started with today's show. OTAs wrapped up early for the Seattle Seahawks as they canceled their final 2 practices and moved ahead with minicamp, moving it up early. That way the players could have a little extended summer break before they return for training camp. And the big reason why, well, it was pretty successful, and everybody was present. The Seattle Seahawks, one of the very rare teams in the NFL that had 100% attendance at their OTAs. Every player was there, which is a great sign of how things are going for this Seahawks team, that everybody's on the same page, that everybody's excited for this upcoming season. There's not any drama going on. Everybody's on the same page. That's a very good thing. So let's start with the winners, and then we'll get to the losers coming up in just a moment. Let's begin with linebacker Ernest Jones IV, who was traded to Seattle prior to the trade deadline. He signed a new contract this offseason, and he was a spark plug for this Seahawks defense when he moved over in the middle of 2024. And what we're seeing so far from Ernest Jones in these offseason workouts is that he is picking up right from where he left off in 2024. And the thing that I loved about what Ernest Jones brought to the table, he took this defense from 0 to 100 real quick. He was an impact player. He made everyone else around him better, and he helped Tyrese Knight, the rookie, really grow. And Knight is now looking like one of the most underrated picks in last year's draft, and they got a nice 1-2 punch going for them. It was a heck of a lot better than what we saw with Dotson and Baker when they were leading that linebacking core in the first half of the season. And Ernest Jones had this to say on his first OTAs experience in Seattle. I'm feeling really good. I'm getting back in the mix right now with the guys, so I'm excited. I've been able to play my best ball, whether it be the knee or whether it be other circumstances, but I'm truly excited for this year. I think it's going to be special. I'm excited. I don't want to give too much because we've got to go, of course, put the work in. But if the vision lives up to what I think, it's going to be something crazy. And it's not just Ernest Jones talking. Jarran Reed also gave him a ton of credit. We're going to talk about Jarran Reed coming up later of what Ernest Jones is bringing to this defense. But he's a difference maker. I think that, recovering from the knee and all that, he's going to be just fine. And I have high hopes and expectations for Ernest Jones. I believe that his best football is still in front of him, that Ernest Jones has not reached his full potential just yet, that he's just now starting to enter his prime years, and I would expect him to play at an extremely high level in 2025. Do you agree with me? Do you think Ernest Jones is going to have a big season this year? It is prediction time. Weigh in our pinned comment today and let us know what you think. Type Y for yes, in for no. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Get your votes in and let us know. Up next is Sam Darnold at the quarterback position. He earns a spot on our winners list. And there was some peaks and valleys for Sam Darnold. I think everyone was talking and making a big deal about a bad practice he had on a Monday about a week or two ago. But since then, he rebounded. And all the talk was from his teammates and from coaches that he learned from it and that he got better from his off day. Look, what was it? Hannah Montana that said everybody's going to have bad days. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's going to have those days. That's what happened to Sam Darnold. And since then, he has shown a lot of positives. And the thing I like, too, that Sam Darnold, not only is he teaching the offense as he's played under Clint Kubiak before, but everything we've heard is that he's been a fantastic leader, and that he's already gelling with his teammates like Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith and Jigba, and among others. Michael Sean Duggar of The Athletic gave some insights on Sam Darnold and said, Sam Darnold seemed to improve each day of practice. Even without Jones and Uchenna Nwosu and only brief cameos from Reed and DeMarcus Lawrence, Seattle's defense is very talented from top to bottom. They pushed Sam Darnold on the field the first couple of days and intercepted him 4 times. Darnold had several positive throws, though. Beyond the highlights, Darnold appears to have good command of however much the offense that coordinator Clint Kubiak has installed to this point. And that's another thing we've talked about, too, is command of this offense. That what I want to see from Sam Darnold this season as he's leading this offense, I don't want him to be a game manager, all right? I want to be able to trust Sam Darnold enough where I can say to him, you know what, when push comes to shove, when the game's on the line, that I can trust you to get the job done, that you can be that dude. And so far from what we've seen, the elements that have been put in place, he is showing that he can be that guy and be that difference maker, and it's a great start to his tenure already. And he's not full of himself. He's been a very good leader. Nothing but positive things there from Sam Darnold. Let's talk Jarran Reed now on the defensive side of the ball at the defensive tackle spot. And if it wasn't clear already, he is the leader of this defense. And he has been a very vocal presence in a number of different ways. He's been very complimentary of his teammates. One day he's talking Devin Witherspoon. Another day he's talking Ernest Jones and coaching these guys up. He's been a big part of the development of Byron Murphy II and his process of coming along as well. All these things very good with Jarran Reed. And not to mention he's a good football player in his own right. And we talked about in our report, this was about a week or two ago, that Jarran Reed has even given credit to the offensive side. And one of the things he's talked about is how much he's seen the offensive line drastically improve on that front as well. So Jarran Reed is saying all the right things. And here's what he said so far about OTAs. I think we came together more. I think at the time we came in, everybody was trying to learn what to do. So everybody was kind of out there doing their job. Now we can go ahead and do our job, but we can do it together. Just as far as just doing the plays, we can know where this person's supposed to be and expect what this person is going to do, and we can just trust it, play with it, and go with it. And that's fantastic to hear from Jarran Reed with that attitude, with that mindset. Even if his production wasn't that great, just being that sounding board, to me, is worth having him on this team. But the fact that the production's there, that to me only adds to it for Jarran Reed. I'm a big fan of him and can't wait to see what he continues to do. And this defensive line has had tremendous development in the last couple of seasons. They've come a long way, and Jarran Reed's a big reason why. Who's a winner from Seahawks OTAs? We've already named a couple of winners so far. We got some more to get to here in just a moment, but we want to hear from you guys. Way in the comment section, let us know who a winner is for you. Now, this next one, some of you are going to laugh at my expense, but I am always going to be honest with you. I'll tell you what's good and what's bad. It's no secret I was not a big fan of the signing of Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and I've already been over that, but I will remain positive and give credit where credit's due today to MVS. MVS is on our winners list, and this is a fantastic sign for the Seattle Seahawks that they are seeing good things from MVS, because right now, as the depth chart stands, he would be your number 3 receiver. And I personally am nervous about that predicament of putting that much faith and that much trust in a guy that was caught by the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills when they didn't have great receiving cores by any stretch of the imagination. But nonetheless, MVS is showing up and showing out so far in the offseason program. Michael Bumpus former Seahawk with Seattle Sports, he had this to say. He just looks smooth. And again, the caveat is the defensive backs cannot really contest the football when it's in the air. There's no contact allowed during OTAs. But there was some obvious plays where he's just wide open. Watching the way he moves, getting in and out of breaks, the security with him catching the football, he just looks really good. He looked better than expected. I don't really know what I expected out of MVS, but he stood out. That's great. That's great. That's a good first step for MVS, but there's still more to do. There's still a ways to go in this process, and I got to see some more before I can fully trust him. But I will go in with an open mind. I'm rooting for MVS. Do I have my doubts? Absolutely. But this first step of showing up and showing out in OTAs is a very good thing, and I'm happy to see it. Got a great deal that we're offering Seahawks fans. Nike T-shirts are on sale now for $15.99. You heard that right. Nike, Feld Knight. Let's be real with y'all. Sometimes Nike stuff isn't so cheap. Not this time, folks. Look, it's about to get hot outside. You want to be repping your favorite team. I got the shirt for you. And some Nike attire as well. Why would you not get this thing, folks? $15.99. That's it. Chatsports.com/SeahawksT to get yours today. We also have other Seahawks merchandise available at that same link. It's a great deal. Comes in all sorts of different sizes as well. Chatsports.com/SeahawksT to get yours today. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Last on our list, another quarterback. Let's go with the rookie, Jalen Milroe. He has been the talk of the NFL in the offseason programs, from rookie minicamp to now OTAs. Jalen Milroe has been showing up and showing out. And the thing that I really like, especially when you talk about somebody at the quarterback position, is doing the little things. Putting in the extra work, taking the extra mile, and that's exactly what he's doing, according to Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak, who said this on Milroe. The number one thing that stands out, the guy's a worker. You see him in there at 4:30 in the morning. I can't remember the last time I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. On the field, going through his plays. Nobody's asking him to do that, but he's out there putting in extra time. Seen him grow a lot from rookie minicamp to now. So been impressed with this kid. Now, that's just from rookie minicamp to OTAs. And that's not that long of a gap in time between the two. And Kubiak's already seen a ton of growth there as far as that goes. And what did we say about Jalen Milroe in the pre-draft process? That he had the highest ceiling of any quarterback in this draft, but that he wasn't ready to be a day one starter. That he had a ton of work to do, specifically when it comes to accuracy. And whether it works out or not, that's going to be another story. But it won't be for a lack of trying and a lack of effort. The work is being put in. That's what you want to see, especially from somebody at the quarterback position that could potentially lead your offense down the line. He's doing that right. Do you believe in Jalen Milroe? You got two options here. Type B for believe, D for don't. Tell me what you think. Is he going to be a great Seahawk someday? Chime in the comments section and let us know. Let's wrap up with our losers list. There's two names. I got two offensive linemen for you on the losers list. They include center Olu Oluwatimi and offensive guard Sataoa Laumea on the losers list. And let me explain why they're on the losers list. Let's start off with Olu. Jalen Sundell is getting some reps first team at center. And that's a bit of a head-scratcher because Seattle did not go shopping at the center position because it seemed like everybody was confident in Olu that he did a good job in the second half of the season. Why? Why is this happening? Why is Olu giving up reps to Jalen Sundell here? To me, that doesn't make sense. Do we have a competition brewing that we weren't expecting? What is going on? Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but this is unusual for a guy that's supposed to be an established starter. That doesn't make me feel too great. Meanwhile, at the right guard spot, the reason why we have Laumea as a loser on this list, if you recall last year, he was ahead of Christian Haynes on the depth chart, despite Haynes being drafted higher than him. But even with that said, He's not getting first-team reps at right guard. That's going to Christian Haynes and Anthony Bradford. It's been pretty even between those two. That's not a great sign for Laumea as far as that goes. Maybe he can be a quality backup, potentially speaking, but for a guy that was ahead of the depth chart from Haynes, what happened? What changed? And maybe Haynes and Bradford are just doing a really good job, which would be fantastic. But what went on? What changed for Laumea? Losing those reps, that's not a great sign for him. For continuing Seahawks coverage, subscribe now to Seattle Seahawks Today, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.